Here's a good question for you and everyone else. Is protesting a sign of weakness? Is protesting a sign of submission? Is it a sign of the will to actually not fight, but more of a display of what you would like to do? Is that what protesting is? For example, the most recent thing with, I think Steve Mnuchin, the recent thing with him, when it came to the two females that was protesting, they got thrown out. So take a look at that, from the Young Turks and whatnot, and take a look at that for a second.
People and brown people in the inner cities who did this, and yet you are punishing them for being in that position. You are punishing them for the misery that this system, the system that you're enforcing, is committing. And so, okay, you're fine. Look at what they're doing. But people of the people of the world are part of a regime which is hell-bent on consolidating fascism. This tax bill is going after people who are vulnerable. This is politics of cruelty. This is politics of fascism.
Now, I mean, what got done? They got thrown out, didn't they? Did Mnuchin change his ideology? Did it help anything? Do you think it changed the minds of anyone else in there that sided against what they are protesting? No, they just did what they did. They want what they want. They're like big children. That's all it is. They're like big 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10-year-olds. They want what they want at the expense of anyone else as long as they get what they want. So those girls yelled and screamed in vain for nothing. Okay. Here's another thing. It's the last video. After that, it's just going to be me talking. I might put the videos in just silent to go back and forth because people like pictures, little pictures that move and things like that. So, to hold their attention. So, the next video is a Rupley video. It's a protest. Well, check it out. It's about a minute long. Here you go.
Let me say something else about that time too. The right.
But if I were to ask the question,
Okay, so you've pretty much got those that are forward thinking and whatnot against those who are just swimming in irony. I mean, just swimming in it. I mean, of course, look, I'm pro-choice. Choices are good, options are good. But when you don't have that, when you have one side that just says, don't get an abortion, save a life. We want to live, save the children. Okay, I'm just saying, they scream that, but they're not trying to get the guns off the streets. They're not trying to get the people that push the guns onto the people. out of business or anything. They're not saying stop the school shootings. They're not doing any of that. They just don't want you to get an abortion because it's against God. That's pretty much it. They don't want you to get an abortion because of some stupid religious crap that never meant anything. It never did. So, I mean, you think about the politicians. They have a mistress. She gets pregnant. What do? Abortion. I mean, either that or give them hush money and keep them on the side. That's what happens. So they can scream all that stuff they want. They have no idea. They're just either there's irony or they're just downright hypocrites. Or they just don't know what they're really doing. But at the end of the day, which is a line that I may have to stop saying, I don't know, because the day isn't over. And even though at the end of the day, it's going to be a new day, but I digress. They're not helping. The reason I say that, well, I asked the question, I have this opinion that perhaps protesting is a sign of weakness, is because instead of walking until you're tired and nothing gets done, why don't you go and actually do something? I want you to think about this for a moment. The 99%, the protests up in New York, they had a good protest going, didn't they? But what happened? They got shut down. The cops abused them. Those at Wall Street was like, hey, they're hurting the land. They're disrupting the park. Get rid of them. So they got rid of. You got the people for Standing Rock. What was that? I think, what was it, Bismarck or someplace? It's like, no, don't bring that pipeline here. We're white. Take it down to them. So that's what the banks did. The corporations. They took the pipeline up to Standing Rock, and Standing Rock says, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, not happening. You're not bringing that here. It'll poison our waters because your pipelines aren't safe. Nothing has been safe when it comes to pipelines. You're not doing this. And they said, oh, we're going to do this. So the Standing Rock protesters were met with armed militia. Go figure. They were met with the Second Amendment. I mean, can you imagine someone walking up into your home and saying, look, I'm going to live here, eat your food, tell you what to do. And if I happen to pee in your sink and on your food, that just happens to be. And you're like, man, no, you don't get a gun. You don't get a weapon. You just stand at the door and say, you're not coming into my home. And then he says, oh, I got something for you. So he calls his buddies up. They got guns. They got tear gas. It's freezing cold. You can't close your door because they done took it off the hinges. Can't do that. So you stand there in the freezing cold. They spray you with cold water in the cold so you get hypothermia. You try to keep standing there. Your body starts collapsing. You can't deal anymore. They got to take you away. And your friends say, wait, your neighbors say, wait. No, we stand with you. If they do this to your home, they're going to do it to ours. That's about the only empathy you're going to get in this country. Whoa, they're doing it to them. They could do it to us. And that's also how you get fear-mongering started, too. They're coming for your kids, too. So that's what happens. They stood with them. They got the same treatment. And then in law, what happened? They said, you know what? The base can go ahead, and the court and the company can all go ahead and just take your stuff, just poison it, put everything right through it. And that's what happened. They did it. So Standing Rock, they lost. They lost horribly. Everything is going to get polluted and all of that because it was before the pipeline even got started on reconstruction when it already had leaks. Now it's got more leaks and more leaks and more leaks. I mean, if you're going to sell, some Ziploc bags, make sure you don't sell the ones with holes in them. I'm just saying. So my thing is stop this weakness. Because what they want to do is, and this is the bottom of it. This here's the meat of the whole thing. People will rather walk and talk and shout and scream at each other instead of doing what they need to do. They would rather take on the other people than to take on the politicians. People don't want to do that. You take on the politicians. You vote in right now because we don't have anything else. And right now it's a positive thing. The Justice Democrat candidates, those are the people you vote in. Those who call themselves a democratic socialist, you vote them in. If you hear that music, that's because my daughter's playing a video game. But it's what you're supposed to do when you don't like what's going on. You vote out the corrupt. You vote out those who are there just for the greed. Politicians are no different than doctors and lawyers and things like that. A lot of them, they made their choice to be in these professions. I don't care what it is. They did it for the money. They did it for the fame, the recognition, the power, to go down somewhere in someone's history book or the annals of time. And I get that, but that's not the best way to go about things. If you're not doing it from the heart, if you ain't doing it because you have a need, a calling, something to do something right and positive, don't do it. And we're not trying to get those bad people out. We're just, oh man, the Republicans, they're all for, they're just pro-life. They don't care about what you're going through. They don't care if you're dying. They don't care if your children's getting shot. They don't care if you don't have enough money to pay off your medical bills or even pay the medical bill in advance to get medical treatment. And they don't care if the cops are killing people left and right. In fact, they enforce that mess. They say it's okay. And people are like, okay, vote. What about the Democrats? No, the Democrats let this happen. Why? Because they're all on the same side. Democrats, Republicans pretty much got the same big donors funding them. You got the Democrats who are usually former Republicans or just Republicans in general because they have no empathy. They don't care about what's going on. They can pay all the lip service they want and get you on their side. But then at the end of the whole voting process and things that goes on, what happened? You get nothing. It's called incremental change for a reason. Okay, you get 95% of the crap the Republicans are giving you, but then you got 5% of some kind of legislation that gives you a little bit of extra money in your pocket. And you're like, see, the Democrats do good. No, they don't. They don't do good. You need more. You need more than that. So the best thing you need to do is start looking for these Justice Democrats. Find them. I understand justicedemocrats.com, the site. The main group, they're jacked up. They are a pitiful group. They are pretty much like the Democrats. But the candidates, the people that get in and say, I'm not taking donor money. The ones that get in, I'm not taking donor money. And also I'm for the people. I'm listening to the people like Amy Valella. You need to get a hold of those people. Vote for them wherever you can. There's a Justice Democrats North Carolina I've been wanting to look into for 3 months, and I haven't. Don't know why, but you know what? Today is going to change because today I'm going to look at it on Facebook. I'm going to see what it's all about, and I'm going to do what I can because I need to know who in the world in North Carolina, where I live and abroad, that needs to be voted for to get change. I am tired of the protests. I am tired of also just talking my head off. Because just like the protesters, I'm going to yell and scream and get nothing done because I'm not going to vote. Why? Because reasons. That changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. I vote for presidents, and I vote for whatever is on those ballots every 4 years, but I need to do more. I need to do better. I need to be a part of the change and not talking about the change we need. And that's what you all need to do. Need to stop walking and talking and start forcing the change. Get the Justice Democrats in. Get anyone in, out. Incumbents gotta go. Immediate, right now. Anyone that's on that ballot, vote for someone different. Make sure they're a Justice Democrat. If you got your phone with you at that booth, you know what you do? You look up who's on there. That right there should be an amendment. The right to research who you want to vote for. Simple as that. No BS, nothing else mixed in with it. The right to research who you want to vote for at the time of voting, during the voting, or right before you cast a vote. And because of that, because that's not going to happen, because we're not going to push for it, we're not going to demand it. The truth is, we should be able to vote from our own homes, but we can't because we have the ability to research everything there. We can research everything on our computers that we need to vote for who we're going to vote for. But they won't let you because that's dangerous. Allowing you to vote for someone that's not going to help all the corporations and banks. Vote, change yourself, change the system, change the game. This is something that ain't got to take another 30 and 40 years. It shouldn't have to take another 2 to 3 or 4 generations of the same crap. 25 years, repeat. 25 years, repeat. 25 years, repeat. I said that in one of my most recent videos. We need change. We need it now. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.